monarchy is Canada. I mean, it's interwoven into our history. Canada was a monarchy from the very beginning. It defines how we govern ourselves. It defines how we administer laws, how we think about government. The monarchy is part of what makes us Canadian.
There's a stereotype that you have to be a bit older to really appreciate the monarchy in Canada.
Her Majesty here, smiling down on house guests.
But that doesn't apply to Matthew Rowe. He's been a member of the Monarchist Club ever since he was 16 years old, and every room of his home is covered with some sign of his passion for the royals.
Got some of the older pieces, like people have given me, the old royal wedding back in the day, with the ring, of course, that Kate has now.
Well, Matthew says our British connection is a big part of what makes Canada Canada. Others don't see it that way. The Young Liberals brought forward a resolution to cut ties with the monarchy at the Liberal Convention in mid-January. Luke Bradley is a young Carleton Liberal who says it's time people start talking about what the age-old British establishment can really offer modern Canadians.
I'm not trying to take an extreme stance against the monarchy and calling for a new republic or something like that. I'm trying to open a discussion between a whole bunch of different Canadians.
Monarchists like Matthew Rowe disagree with virtually every aspect of the Young Liberals' view on the British Crown.
Well, first of all, the monarchy is tremendously cheap. We get such value for money. I mean, this costs about $1.53 per Canadian for the institution of Governor-Generals, Lieutenant Governors, and all royal visits.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't cost a lot to have that Governor-General, but you think about the amount of money that does go to those visits and does go to the Governor-General. But then again, that money could be going to something valuable. It could be giving breakfast to needy kids before school.
Many immigrants to this country come from countries with monarchical backgrounds. And I think, Canada is a country built on imported institutions.
I think it reflects Canadian values that our head of state has to be an Anglican, when that's really a minority religion here. We're dominantly Catholic, and we have Sikhs and Muslims, Jews and atheists, and I feel like they should be represented.
What you saw during the visit of Will and Kate was an overwhelming outpouring of support from young people. I mean, again, this is Monarchy 2.0, the reinvention of the institution.
I think people felt the connection to Will and Kate mainly out of celebrity appeal. I don't think they saw them and saw the leaders of their country.
Liberal Luke and monarchist Matthew could argue about this all day. We headed to a busy hangout spot at Carleton University to find out what other young people think.
It's a part of our heritage, but at the same time, we are not British anymore. We're as much French as we are British, so I wouldn't be too sad.
I think it's kind of sad that the rest of the world has kind of progressed to having presidents who perform the official duties of the Governor-General and the head of state, and we've kind of still, kept our old regal kind of, money-wasting old system.
I think it's an extremely relevant institution in Canada. I take complete departure from what my colleagues said in that I think while other countries in the world kind of shift their course based on the flavor of the day, the flavor of the month, flavor of the year, Canada kind of stays strong and firm.
While the Young Liberals' priority resolution to cut ties with the British monarchy was voted down by 62% of delegates at the Liberal Convention, it may not be the last we hear of it. The Young Liberals had wanted to form an all-party committee to study the idea of possibly implementing a new Canadian head of state, an idea that has been tossed around before. But for now, that job is safe with the Queen. I'm Felicia Pacentrilli, 25th Hour, Ottawa.